are watching Channel Adrian TV.
Yo, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, wherever you're listening to this. Welcome to a Sunday service. Now, I know this Sunday service is a little bit different because normally I do it and y'all are able to see me. But because, as you can obviously hear, I'm driving. And this is you're probably thinking this is normally my early morning and late nights. But make this a Sunday service because of unfortunate events. I have to switch my schedule around, so I'm not able to drop that Saturday FanDuel Best Play picks, so I have to film it now when I have the chance. So today's topic is you have to be your biggest fan and also your most harsh critic. And I'll go with your biggest fan first, because nobody is going to believe in yourself more than you do. You have to understand that not everybody's going to see your vision. Not everyone's going to understand your vision, because just because people don't see it, it doesn't necessarily mean it's coming from a root of hate or envy. They just may not can see it for you. And that could go to anything. That could go to a job. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm trying to make it through this construction. But what I was saying is that could happen with anything. But with that said, that should not affect your own attitude and your own will to compete or try to get that position, trying to get that job. You just have to understand, in other words, you have to give yourself the strength. You have to be mentally and emotionally tough to deal with that. Now, I would say a majority people aren't. They need someone to lean on. They need someone to vent off of if it's not working out, if they're not able to push through. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. But I do think you're better off in the long run if you're able to develop these skills early on to where it won't affect you. And this is why I can do things by myself, and I can do things that I don't need someone necessarily to hold my hand, because I'm mentally and emotionally tough to withstand any obstacle or trials and tribulations I'm going through. And that's really just it's really off of self-esteem and confidence. And the only way you get self-esteem and confidence is just by working hard and putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations to where you're so used to it, it doesn't even bother you. So that's why I said you have to be your biggest fan, because say you don't get that first job you applied to or that job you really want. You take it on the chin and you keep it moving. Or let's say the girl that you do ask out, it doesn't work out, or decides you want to marry and she says no. You just take it on the chin and you keep it moving. But with that said, I know some people may say to themselves, what, you want people to be like a robot? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're in life, you're going to go in life. There are events and circumstances that's going to happen to you to where you may feel like giving up. And that's the point. Since you have a high self-esteem, since you're your biggest fan, it shouldn't bother you at that point. Because in life things happen, but you can find yourself, you can always find a way, you'll always find a way to work itself out, as long as you keep working and you keep grinding and you keep trying to get better every single day. And the only way it doesn't, if you let whatever you're going through or whatever that happened to you, if you let that affect you and let that stop you, that's when it can hinder you. For example, since I'm not able to film that Sunday service episode, I have to do it while I'm driving and commuting. That's just what I have to do. So instead of sitting here moping and being upset and being down, I'm just doing what I got to do. And that just comes with, like I said, the confidence and high self-esteem. Now, for the other half, you have to be your most harsh critic. And the reason I say that is because if you're your own harsh critic and you're very tough on yourself, number one, you'll understand your own flaws. So if you understand your own flaws, you could work on them without people saying them to you or trying to put you down with those flaws, because you're already working on them. And then if you already know about them and you're already working on them, when people say those things to you, that it shouldn't bother you because you already know. And with that, being your own harsh critic, or worst critic, I should say, it's going to force you to never get complacent. It's going to force you like, okay, I accomplished this goal, but I'm still not satisfied and I still want more. And you should always want that in life. Now, am I saying you need to be a workaholic 24/7? No. But in the early stages, when you're grinding to get to where you want to get to in life, say if you want to have a comfortable job, or you want to have that business or side hustle to where maybe that can replace your job, in the beginning, you're going to need to grind. You're going to need to put those 60, 70 hours, sometime 80 hours a week. That just comes with the territory. And like I said, I know a lot, and I know I said business, but that's going to come in the working world too, especially in the corporate world. A lot of the college students graduating and listen to this. You're going to get into the workforce, get a lower salary, but maybe working more than 50 hours a week. That's just part of the grind. That's just part of the hustle once you get in. But if you put your work in and you're always looking for opportunities and always honest with yourself with your flaws, and you need to work on them, like maybe it's public speaking, maybe it's networking. So it doesn't necessarily mean working hard or a personality trait. It could just literally be networking and positioning yourself in the right situation to where you could get that big break. You could get that opportunity. And it also goes with your performance. Like, for example, my YouTube channel is so small, I can't afford to miss not a day of uploads. So what I'll have to do is, if I miss a day of uploads, I'll have to make a double upload day. Like, for example, since I wasn't able to film my FanDuel video today, because today is Saturday right now, and I'm filming this Sunday service on Saturday, I'm going to have to, when I get off, film my top NFL GPP and cash plays, and I'm going to have to drop 2 videos early Saturday morning. That's just what it's going to have to be. But the reason I'm doing that is because I'm my own worst critic, so I hold myself accountable. And if you hold yourself accountable, it makes it that much easier to where, honestly, it gives you confidence, because that's what a lot of people lack. A lot of people need someone to be on them. A lot of people need in other words, a lot of people need their hand held. And I'm not talking about women. I'm not talking about men. I'm talking about everybody. And once you understand that, it should also motivate you to be more harsh on yourself. Because if you take the initiative, a lot of things will start to happen for you. Now, of course, it's going to happen when you least expect it. And like I said in a lot of videos, it may happen a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, or a few years. That just comes with the territory. And I'm telling you, if you can develop this mindset and implement this in your life, you're going to be ahead of 99.9% people. So remember, you need to be your biggest fan. So lift yourself up, understand, develop the self-esteem, develop the confidence, because that's going to be important, because life is going to knock you down, and you just got to be able to brush everything off, get back up, and keep working. And then on the flip side, you also have to be your most harsh critic. Be honest with yourself. Be real with yourself with how hard you're working. Are you smart with your time? Are you making the right decisions? And if you do that, I promise you, you'll be ahead of 99.9% of people. I just want to say I appreciate all the support. Enjoy y'all Sunday. And I will see y'all next week.